Chew, is everything okay? Did the siren scare you? Okay. Hi everyone, it's gorgeous out and I really want to film a video and play with makeup, so I just went ahead and brought my camera outside to my balcony and I thought I would film a little bit of a chit chat, get ready with me. Headed to Target, which is one of the few things that I can do since we're in quarantine. And I wanted to retry a palette that I've kind of put in the back of the closet for a little while. So this is the Tartlette In Bloom palette by Tarte. It's a very popular palette. It used to be my favorite go-to travel palette because it had a little bit of everything. It had shimmers and mattes in all different tones. And I thought we could talk a little bit about how to take an eyeshadow palette and pick out colors that you should put on different parts of your eye. I'm also trying out a new foundation from the drugstore. It's the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I think I got the wrong color, so I'm going to go ahead and do that last in case it looks super silly. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to use some concealer to prime my eyelids. I am going to go ahead and put on a full face of makeup after this, so it shouldn't matter too much if it's not blending into the rest of my eye. And I just realized I left setting powder inside, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the shade Charmer from the palette, which is just a white, and put that all over my whole lid just to set that concealer in place. Definitely stabbed myself in the eye. So now that we've got our eyes primed, it kind of helped, as you can see, create more of like a base, and it evened out any kind of like redness or discoloration across the two eyes. So looking at this palette, we're going to go ahead and pick out a shade that is more on the light side. So one of these two, depending on your skin tone, or even up to here. And we're going to layer that one on first in the crease. So I went ahead and grabbed Flower Child, and I'm just buffing that all into the crease. Alright, so that laid down a pretty nice transition for us. So any colors that we add on top of this will help blend into each other better. It looks kind of cream in the pan, but it actually picks up pretty decently brown on the eye. Okay, so that was with a pretty big fluffy brush. This is the Tapered blending from Sonia Kashuk. You can find them at Target. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab one a little bit, just a different one. This is the Morphe M535, and I'm going to grab the shade. So Smarty Pants is kind of warmer and Jet Setter is kind of cooler. I guess we're going to do Jet Setter, do a little cooler today. Same thing, just in the crease. Usually I don't recommend closing your eye if you have hooded lids when you're applying your eyeshadow, but it's really difficult to get angles and camera and sunlight in my eye. So you can see it's gotten a bit darker. So that first transition shade is going to help make this one look a little bit better. So now you can kind of see a bit of a gradient getting lighter. Whoops, not even near my eye. Lighter from the outside and a little bit darker coming in. Now on a Morphe M505, just a little bit tapered. I'm just grabbing different brushes. They're not really that important. I'm going to grab... I've always had trouble with the row on the end here, the darker ones, being a bit patchy, but pretty sure it's because this was one of the first palettes I ever got, and I purchased it in 2017, so I think that's why it's not doing great. Not really the shadow's fault. So that's something I'm actually kind of curious about, if eyeshadows like really expire. I am thinking about doing a video on that, so if you're interested, let me know. So I think we're just gonna YOLO and just grab Smoke Show. I'm gonna tap off the excess because I am a little scared. Okay, that's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Oh, whoops. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That doesn't look that bad, but it's not blended very well. So just because I'm afraid to make this any worse, so I'm scared of dark blackish shadows, I'm gonna leave it like that, mess up the other eye, and then we're gonna fix it. Hold on. Okay, so that's looking a little splotchy, a little harsh. Kind of looks black, and I think it's supposed to be like a dark brown. So I'm gonna go grab Jet Setter, which was the second crease transition shade that we used, and I'm just gonna blend over the color to kind of help make it look less awful. And it should, if I keep it in like the crease area, it should kind of like tone down the color a bit. Chewy, big ol' boy. So actually, this looks really nice. I jumped the gun on my judgment. So you can see, this is the left eye. It's got that harsh line right there, kind of dark and smudgy, kind of cloudy, me. And then this eye, kind of smooth, kind of blended. So here I am just going back in with that color Flowered Child and just kind of re-blending everything together. It's not a particularly necessary step, but it just kind of makes me feel better to make sure I've got a little bit more blending in there. Okay, so now the best part, the shimmer. So this palette has 3 shimmers in it, which is pretty decent. So one is very light, and then 2 of them are more medium. Since we're going for the more cool toned look, I'm going to go ahead and pick the shade Rocker just in my little finny. And put that in the center part of the lid. I like that. Chewy. Okay, so now that we have Rocker all over the center and outer portion of the lid, I'm going to go ahead and grab Rocker Girl, which is this really pretty light shade, and put that more on the inner corner part. You could put Rocker all over your whole lid and then just use that as the like inner corner highlight, but I like transitioning shimmers if I have it in the palette. I think it just looks so much prettier, especially because you kind of really want lighter colors on the inside of your eye. Okay, so that's kind of intense, like you can definitely see that transition. So just with my little thingy, just gonna blend them together. I might grab a little touch more of Rocker. Like I'm talking like touch, like not much, just to kind of like blend them together. And then I always grab the same brush and the color I did on the outer corner, and just with like a touch, like the tiniest amount, just lay back over that shadow and shimmer in the outer corner to blend them together. Okay, so that's actually like super pretty. This eye has got a little splotchiness right here. This eye has less of it. I'm right-handed, I do my right eye better. I don't know why. Just gonna try and fix that a little bit with a little bit of shadow. Okay, so that's the eye look. I think that's really pretty. You can add a wing to this if you want. I'm not going to because I'm literally just going to Target. But now it's time for some mascara and then the rest of my face. Okay, so I'm back. I did my mascara. I used the Lancome Monseur Big, don't know how to pronounce it, black tube, pink label. And I did my brows because it's really hard to like see out here. It's kind of squinty, so I just went ahead and took care of that. So first we're going to go with primer. I'm going to go ahead and use the Smashbox Primer-izer. Because I am already sweating a little bit because it's kind of warm out. The importance of sweating is because I don't want to put on like the Bobbi Brown one because it's a little bit more moisturizing, and I don't want to get too like oily or like sweat it off. Okay, just gonna rub this all over. usually do my brows after my foundation to avoid this whole problem of like avoiding the brows. But I was tired of looking ugly without them. My dog has also decided to join us again. So he's right up my butt. Yeah, you. Ew, what's on your mouth? Always eating trees and shit. Psst. Okay, so now the foundation. This is the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I used to use the Pro Matte a year or two ago. And then I wanted to try the glowy one because someone on Instagram had it and their face looked really pretty. So I wanted to look really pretty. I'm going to squeeze this onto the sponge because I don't think squeezing it onto my face and not getting all over my nice white shirt will work well. Speaking of this shirt, so I got this from Stitch Fix and I was really hype. I was new to Stitch Fix and I was like, oh my god, look at my shirt. And my one coworker was like talking to me about fashion or whatever, and about clothes and like shopping, like Ann Taylor outlet or whatever. And then I came in one day with this shirt on and she was like, oh, is that a Stitch Fix shirt? And I was like, yeah, I really like it. It's got cute little arrows and a little V-cut, right? And she goes, yeah, I can tell. It's like sheer and you can see your tank top through it. Bitch, what? Why? Why would you do that to me? Okay, so we've got our hair pushed back because I don't know how I'm not going to get it all up in there. Woo, sorry, shook the camera. Boop, boop. Probably going to need another layer of this. Just starting with one all over. Gonna finish up this application with a mirror I can see in. Do you see that white little like blob there? I don't know what's up with that. I feel like it's happened before when I wore this foundation. So if you've tried this one, let me know if that's my bottle or if that happens. It does have SPF 15 in it, so maybe that's its problem. Okay, so now that our foundation is on, I think you can kind of tell it's not quite my color. I'm a bit tanner now. I'm going to make that work with using a lighter concealer and then bronzing my neck a touch. But it's not going to match my arms that well. I don't think anyone in Target is really going to notice, but I will. I'm not sure I love it. It looks kind of funky on my chin. It had that issue with the white blob. I don't know. We'll see. It's not that big of a deal. It was like $10. Alright, so concealer, using the Benefit Boing Concealer, and just putting that down the center of the face, chin, and under the eyes. I always feel like I'm putting on costume paint or something. I remember, one time when I was little, I thought it would be funny to, like, dress up, and I used, like, red lipstick to, like, draw, like a design on my face. Did not come off well. Okay, so now that we got that on, I'm just going to start blending that out. I have this concealer in 2 shades, and if you see, this one's very like white. So what I'm going to do is just blend it out more, which will help with the parts of the foundation that are too dark. Just avoiding the already imperfectly sculpted brows. I was watching, or I have been watching a lot, and I mean a lot, like falling asleep with a lot of Samantha Ravndahl's videos. I discovered her channel when I was looking for reviews for the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette that I ended up doing a review on, just because I wanted to see the colors. I was really excited. And I fucking love her. She's hilarious. And she's been putting out a lot of content right now, which I think is like super awesome because everyone's kind of bored at home. And she had a video on like actually how to do your brows, not like what I've decided is how I do my brows. So now I'm like, oh no, I need to like reinvent myself. So now I'm like, what are brows? Okay, I'm gonna blend out this under eye concealer off camera because I'm gonna need to get all up and close and personal in this mirror, and it's gonna block my face. So hold on. Okay, so now that our concealer is blended out, I feel like it's brought down like the general tanness of my face a little bit. I don't know if this is like the best thing to do, but I feel like it's definitely like something you can do, and I feel like makeup doesn't have to be some crazy perfect thing all the time. And this is what I would do to like go to work or like live my daily life, because I'm not going to be able to find the most perfect shade of everything, and you just gotta make it work for what you want. So a while ago at TJ Maxx, I picked up like a Becca shimmering kit, and it had, for highlighters, it had this like liquid one, and I've never used a liquid highlight before, so kind of want to try that out. That's probably way too much. Oh, wow, that's pretty. Oh, okay. Okay. Can you see that? No highlight? Highlight. I want more. Whoa. That's a lot of highlight. I always bring mine up, like, I don't bring it like up here, but I kind of start to like curve it around there. I feel like it's kind of harder to control where it goes with a liquid, or with a liquid with a sponge. Like, I feel like it went up a little higher than I would have wanted. I'm most curious to see how this works under like a powder. I feel like if you're wearing cream products, I don't know how that works when you add like a setting powder on top. I set my face because my skin pulls a little oilier, and I'm kind of newer to cream products, so we're gonna see how this goes. Going in with a light layer of the Nikkia Joy Velvet Finish Powder. Talked about this before. Okay, so that took forever. You can still see a bit of the highlight under there. I don't know if I'm going to add more yet. We'll see how it looks at the end. Alright, so next is bronzer. Grabbing the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Wow, I feel like that really emphasizes the highlight. I don't know how people do their makeup with their hair down. I always clip mine back. That looks even enough. For blush, I ended up picking up the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Vintage Rouge. Looks like the bronzer, but on the internet, it was pinkish. So let's see how that works. That's pinky, okay. Yeah, I'm really not liking this foundation. I feel like everything's laying on top of it, kind of weird. I always have to smile when I'm doing my blush to kind of see how it hits when you actually smile. And that's really pretty. I like having a blush that's like an easy, like, don't have to worry about it being too heavy, don't have to worry about it being too light. And it smells good. For like travel or for like quick days when you don't have like the best mirror or the best lighting, so you can just know that it'll work out. So that's this. Alright, so how are we feeling about that highlight? It's kind of still there, but I kind of feel like I want to know where it went. I do kind of want a brow bone highlight. Just gonna tap that on with my fingy. Just gonna grab a big fluffy brush just to go over the edges of it. Oh, the inner corner is gonna be fun, because my fingers are not small, but my eyes are. Alright, so yeah, we have all these brushes that make things 10 times easier and 10 times more accurate, but all comes down to it, you can just use your finger. Okay, I'm getting some serious smile lines from this foundation. Not uncommon, but usually not before I finish the rest of my face. So, grabbing this eyeshadow palette out, I have this one kind of narrow brush that I'm going to grab Jet Setter on and just put on my lower lash line. Guess I haven't been chit-chatting that much, have I? Normally it's pretty hard to get me to shut up. This is the Morphe M546. I'm kind of liking it for this. I think that looks better. than when I was doing my face before, and sorry, I do that all the time. I'll just stop mid-sentence. Drives my boyfriend nuts. But what I was saying is I think this looks better with the under eye like color than before when I had just the concealer and it was like super bright. But yeah, I also hope that this showed you a little bit about how to pick shadow colors in a palette and where to place each one, and how to also make do with what you had. I didn't have a couple things when we first started and I was way too lazy to get up and go get them, so I just didn't grab them and I used my fingers, improvised. Has it like blah, 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 blah. Is it the most put together thing and like even that I would have created? No, but it doesn't really matter. And that's something that I really want to kind of drive home here in future tutorials and makeup videos, is that yes, all these things exist to make makeup perfect, but literally nobody is coming up to you with a measuring tape and like making sure your contour and bronzer is on properly. Nobody is coming in to be like, you didn't use a transition shade and it is noticeable. Well, at least they better not, like the shirt lady. So that's something I want to kind of drive home, is that make do with what you have. Don't focus too much about things you can't control. Makeup's about having fun. It's about feeling prettier. It's about creating a better or a different you. It doesn't have to even be better. That was kind of the wrong thing to say. Okay, so final thoughts. Palette, really like it. Foundation, not so much. Literally filmed this outro 5 times. I just start rambling about my neighbors, hearing me talk to myself, and the snack I'm gonna have before I go to Target, which is very much on my mind. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have anything in particular you want to see next, I have a content series that I'm thinking of doing, but it's going to be a little bit more in depth and a longer series in different parts. So if there's anything you want me to film in between that, let me know. I'm definitely trying to get a little bit better at consistency. Hi everyone, so I'm back from Target. I wanted to do kind of a check-in for the foundation. Also, I feel like it might be kind of cool to see how it held up with the mask. I'm just going to use this pencil to unhook it from the face, and then we'll just sanitize all that later. So obviously it did not stay on my nose, because that's where the face mask was, and that's kind of acceptable. I went ahead and added the Morphe continuous setting mist. I did set it in case that was like a curiosity or whatever. Oh, I'm sweating. I did spend more time at Target than I had planned. Story of my life. It was like 3 o'clock when I filmed that earlier, and it's 8 o'clock now. That's not a long day, and I feel like I'm pretty shiny. Like I said, I set with my normal Nikkia Joy Cosmetics setting powder, which is like, I know this is tried and true. I've also used the Morphe Continuous Mist Setting Spray before, which is worked fine with their foundations. So it's kind of had to get a little closer. That's not great. The color's still a little different, but like, whatever at this point. A lot of oil on the nose. Smile line still looking nasty. Chin's not great, but also this wore off because of the face mask, because it like pressed here. But like, all this was the mask, or was the foundation. Not looking so hot under the eyes. Eyeshadow still looks pretty good. I am happy about how this turned out. I went ahead and ordered or replaced the one I had, so hopefully I can edit this quickly enough so that it's still on sale at Ulta. The forehead wrinkles are looking not cute, so not sure this foundation is for me. I do remember the matte one working out pretty well, so maybe I'll just try that one again. I also know what shade I am in that one, so maybe just the Pro Glow isn't for me yet. I thought maybe because my skin was a touch drier than it has been, or like more sensitive, that maybe like full matte wouldn't be great, but apparently not. But it was like $10 at Target, so I'm not too broken up about it. My hair also got less cute. Everything gets slipped. Oh wait, no, you know what? My hair's still okay. Alright, so I just wanted to check in and give a little bit of an update on how the foundation wore. It wasn't very long. It was like half of a day if you were to consider like a work day, and it's already kind of like really, really oily. Like if this was the end of the day and I put it on at like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. or something like that, and then like it was like 12 hours later or something, I can understand it looking like this. Or if like I went to like a concert or somewhere where it was like really sweaty, all I did was go to Target and go for like a 10-minute walk with my dog. So yeah, not great. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out on the balcony with me, doing makeup, just having a good time. I'll see you next time.